This is where I now push this button. Here we go. There's that. There's that. So this is actually one of my favorite verses. I like this one a lot. Again from Proverbs. We haven't had Proverbs in a while. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And so I have a little video accompaniment this evening. And so while feast your eyes on the screen, I'm just going to share some thoughts around all of this tonight. So, you know, whenever we've been challenged, we come to a challenge, sort of a face-to-face kind of challenge, there's an age-old question that you have to answer yourself when you're face-to-face in a challenge. And that is, am I going to be a hammer or am I going to be a nail? Right? Am I going to be the one that does the pounding or am I going to get pounded? That's typically where that kind of comes from, right? But I want us to kind of rethink that a little bit. Because often I never think about the fact that without the hammer, there would be no nail. Because the hammer is what forges the nail. You can't have one without the other one. If the nail isn't forged, then the hammer has no work, right? The two need each other, just as people we need each other. The two work together hand in hand. And when the hammer strikes the nail, forging the nail or hammering the nail, both are changed in that, right? Everyone is impacted in that. There's another verse from Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24. It says this, "Let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds." As we form and shape one another, we actually are spurring each other on towards love and good deeds. And that's the point of iron sharpening iron, because we sharpen one another. Another meaning for sharpen, other than kind of developing a point, sharpen to a point, like what's happening with the nail up there, it also can mean to intensify or to change, right? So you can hone an edge, for instance, on a piece of iron and make a blade. You can sharpen, intensify, and change. And so the idea is that when we have this hammer and nail situation, instead of pounding on each other and tearing each other down, the idea is that really what we want to do is truly sharpen one another. So final thoughts are simply this tonight. Our work is to simply continually seek the places in the relationships that focus, shape, and sharpen us. We must be willing to sharpen. We must be willing to be sharpened. And remember that both of those happen at the same time. Because it's when we come to appreciate both the encouragement and the candid kind of build you up constructive criticism from our friends